What is up, Gamer Army? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Psycho Gamer. I am your illustrious host, Aubrey, and today we are going to do a recap on the newly released Ultimate Mortal Kombat cabinet, because there were a few discrepancies that weren't actually shown on the actual Sam's Club website, plus proof that they actually left the game off. Yeah. Other thing we're going to talk about is going to be Shaq's Funhouse as well. A lot of people thought it was going to be a game that was going to be unveiled today. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. We're going to talk about these two topics right after this. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to talk about Ultimate Mortal Kombat again, and we're also going to talk about the game that was supposedly going to be released or leaked or unveiled by Shaq's Funhouse that really isn't. So we're going to switch over to my computer. We got a couple things that we are going to talk about. So let's switch on over. All right. Now, as we see right here, this is the actual Sam's Club website. Ultimate Mortal Kombat Arcade with Riser Arcade. It does have the Mortal Kombat 3 logo, artwork all over the place with the particular cabinet. Now, when you scroll down to look at the actual games, it does say 12 games, which is on par with what the Midway Legacy Arcade actually had in it. It says there's a couple differences in terms of this. So it says Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Joust, Defender, Rampage, Gauntlet, Paperboy, Root Beer Tapper, Bubbles, and the Wizard of War. Sounds great. It doesn't sound like it's exactly the same as the Midway Legacy Edition Arcade, but this is actually wrong. So we actually have one user over on the official Arcade1up Facebook page named John Pregler, and he's already gotten his. So he must have ordered his a few days before, but he got his pretty quick. But the thing that you're missing on here, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Joust, Gauntlet, Defender, Rampage, Paperboy, Root Beer Tapper, Bubbles, Tubin, and the Wizard of War. Now, this is the exact same game lineup as this particular cabinet. So it has 12 games. As you can see, MK1, 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Joust, Defender, Rampage, Gauntlet, Paperboy, Root Beer Tapper, Bubbles, Tubin, and the Wizard of War. I think they're going to have some returns over here based off of this. Now, yeah, it's cool that they did the artwork and everything all over for Mortal Kombat 3 in general, because realistically, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was just really an add-on for the Mortal Kombat 3 cabinet. You know, all the art and everything is just really an update and upgrade for the actual game. It just gave you a whole lot more characters to kind of play around with. So the issue you're going to have here is going to have everything that the Legacy Edition has. It's just got a fresh coat of paint, which is what I said in the last particular video, but I did kind of type in a little update that there were a couple of differences. They aren't going to have Wi-Fi gameplay in this particular cabinet, so that's one of the differences that you are going to be looking at. And the differences were supposed to be that they took out Tubin and put in Mortal Kombat 3. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. So if you were having your heart set on getting this cabinet and having the regular Mortal Kombat 3, unfortunately, this may not be the cabinet for you. Now, if you don't have any of the Mortal Kombats, or if you have 1 and 2 and you just want that third one, by all means, get it. It will complete your collection to an extent. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is going to be something that's going to kind of turn you off on this particular cabinet, or are you going to rush out and buy it anyway? I don't know. I think it would still be a good purchase. I think it would be better if it actually had the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 logos all over it and artwork. I think, in my opinion, if they're going to call it this, they need to actually put the art matching the actual game that they're talking about. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is Shaq's Funhouse. So we thought that they may have been releasing another cabinet or unveiling another cabinet. A lot of people were talking about a 16-foot NBA Jam kind of game. Yeah, this is completely different. Now, if anybody's been following anything electronic-wise, we know that Shaquille O'Neal is a sponsor for Epson's Eco Tanks. If you go to any Best Buy or any store that has them, they have his face plastered all over it, holding the actual little refillable bottles just in his hand. But what they actually have this partnered with isn't just Epson. They're also promoting the Arcade1up Polaroid at home instant photo booth, $350. And I've seen some pictures of these things. They're actually pretty big. So when you actually see the picture of it on that door, that's about how big it is. It is a very, very big little photo booth. Very big little, I know that's kind of a double negative there, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. We don't care. It is cool for parties. Now, when you actually partnered up with the Epson Eco Tank right here, you can be able to print a lot of pictures out, because normally this thing prints up to about 7,500 pages, somewhere in there in terms of black, and up to about 6,500 in color. How do I know this? I work retail and I sell these things, so they have this all over the place. Now, when you're doing photographs, it is going to take a lot more ink to actually print photographs out. So I think that's something that would be a good match between these two. So is this what we were really looking forward to when it comes to Arcade1up and Shaquille O'Neal? No, we were looking for a game. I mean, just plain and simple. A lot of us, up to and including myself, were thinking that it might have been the NBA Showtime and NFL Blitz actual game cabinet, but it doesn't look like that was the case. So boo on us, boo on the consumers when it comes to this. But it is nice that Arcade1up is getting a little more notoriety out there in the public, not just for games, but for things such as these particular photo booths. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. It wasn't a very long video, I know. I just wanted to kind of give you a couple of updates on these things, because we did talk about them earlier this week, and I wanted to make sure you get the right and the correct information for these particular cabinets. So I appreciate you guys coming and watching the video. I've appreciated you guys watching all the videos this past week. Got a lot of really good hits on the video that was pertaining to these particular devices. So I appreciate you for coming and leaving some comments. One thing I didn't really touch on is I did put another poll out there. And I basically asked, who do you feel is truly the king of Kong? I put down Billy Mitchell, and I also put down Steve Wiebe. Now, Steve Wiebe was really the king of Kong. Him and Billy Mitchell were both going back and forth. Now, there is another guy that actually has the high score for Donkey Kong. So, unfortunately, I didn't put his name down there because, well, I don't really care when it comes to him. It was really these two guys that they actually were going back and forth. Now, I've only had about 7 votes for it, but unanimously, it was Steve Wiebe that people really liked and they thought was the king of Kong. Not just because of him getting those high scores, but it's also about his personality as well. Now, I know I already said I was going to end the video, but just talking about this. Now, if you have not seen the documentary, The King of Kong, go check it out. I put a little link for that video in the poll, so you can go take a look at it if you want to. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I've actually met and hung out with Steve Wiebe myself. So if you haven't met him before, he's a great guy. I played some pool with him and he waffle stomped me. What can I say? I really couldn't describe it any other way. But still an amazing guy to talk with and just hang with in general. But what did you guys think of the actual poll? If you have not checked the poll out, go check it out. I'll try to link it below just so you can take a look at it if I'm able to post the link for a poll. If not, go into my channel, just go into community, and there should be a poll there, and you can take a look at it yourself. So until next time, guys, game on.